See, people, I knew, because I'm very intuitive, I knew my mom should not be going back into this same hospital. Okay? I knew it. I knew it. And I told Auntie as such, and as usual, she just, brushed my concerns aside, and, she didn't want her in there either, but once she's in there, then, she's just going to have her stay in there. I knew she shouldn't go back in there. Remember I told you guys that she was calling up and threatening to sue them prior to going in there? I want you guys to just, because I have the ability to do this, not everybody does, just put yourself in her shoes. She's back in the hospital where she was put on a drug that she knows made her sicker. She was telling me, and Auntie afterwards, that was the scariest thing she'd ever experienced. She's never experienced any kind of medical emergency like that, to that great degree, ever. It's always been psychiatric. She spent nearly a week in the hospital getting, tested for everything imaginable. Auntie better stay the fuck away from me, seriously. What I'm about to tell you, I can damn well tell you, A, Auntie won't care, but I'm not going to be the one to tell Auntie that that guy, social worker, is not going to be able to reach me, so will he contact Auntie? Probably. And she'll only be able to reach me if she decides to call me on the home phone and leave a message. She's not fucking texting me ever again. She says to me, stop texting me, well, right back at you, babe. You're not going to text me either. Anyway. When you're dealing with somebody as severely mentally ill as my mom, who's, and she's all drugged up, when she's at home here, she's not talking about the government being after her or whatnot, but when she's drugged to high heavens in these hospitals, it's a different fucking story. So you have to read between the lines. She's not telling the truth if she's talking about, obviously, the government being after her, staff members in love with her, or this, that, whatever, or, things like that. She called me up. I'm listening. I'm like, oh, God, not something else, right? I know I said I wasn't going to call. I said I wasn't going to call and leave message with the social worker anymore. But something like this, I have to. Again, I'm just not going to give a shit. If it were me, I'd have my mama out of there before they commit her. When they commit her, they can do whatever the fuck they want. The poor woman has to come into contact with the doctor. But remember, she was, my mom speaks her mind. That's why she didn't belong back in there. Why are you going to put the poor drugged up woman, she's drugged to high heavens. Why are you going to put her back in a place where she was threatening, just calling them up and threatening to sue them? She's saying it to their faces now. And she's helpless. And she's terrified. And I have a tearful message that damn well won't be going away. It can't even accidentally go away. The phone holds a lot of messages. It already has saved messages 40-something. I don't know how many. I'd have to talk to Comcast, but I bet it holds a lot. It's different than in the cell phone. It can have 20 measly messages. Okay. I'm like, oh God, not again. This is one thing after another. It's all documented. As in out here now. Because I do not like the fact that my mother is back in this fucking hospital, period, and I doesn't give a shit. And now the plot thickens. Now it's even more, I get a message from my mom, tearful. Yes, I do believe her. Again, you have to, when you're dealing with somebody like my mom, you read between the lines. You think about, if she says that that somebody hurt her in there, she's probably chances are very, very likely she's telling the truth. If she talks about people being in love with her or this, that, whatever, and then she's not telling the truth. You know what happened to her? The doctor who put her on the friggin' lithium. And as I will say to you out here, to the world, what I said to her social worker. I have proof. Because even in the regular hospital, the emergency, they were saying to me, well, you sure your mom didn't take too much? No. And then the social worker in this hospital, you sure your mom didn't take too much? No. I have fucking proof, you fucking assholes. Not that they were asking to be assholes, I'm just saying. Because we're going to get to that in a moment. And just as an aside, when my brilliant fucking Joe, who has a real good job and really complex, difficult, real good job, okay? So he's not, as I said to that social worker too, he's not like me. And the first words out of his, I mean, you know, he's very sane, very stable, etc., etc. The first words out of his mouth were, "Are you going to sue?" This is back, no. I said, no, we're not going to sue, but my mom's going to be off the lithium, and she's never going to go back to that hospital. Little did I know, huh? Unfucking believable. I'm so angry. Auntie better stay the fuck away from me. She better stay the fuck away from me. I don't want to hear her bullshit. I can guarantee you, her bullshit will range to, oh, your mom's just lying, Laura. If my auntie was still in my life, I'd have to deal with that. I talked to the doctor, Laura, and your mom's not telling the truth. You can't believe everything she says. She's mentally ill. Go fuck yourself, Auntie. Seriously. Go fuck yourself. Stay away from me. She can't come here. Back when she had that power of attorney, she could. Legally, now she can't. As long as my mom's not here and I don't want Auntie near me, I cannot get a restraining order against her. She needs to stay the fuck away from me if she's watching this video. Stay the fuck away from me. You won't get my mom out of this place. Stay the fuck away from me. I have a bad feeling, okay? Doctor, the one who put my mom on the lithium, I got a tearful message from my mother on this phone. Again, as I just told the social worker, don't mess with me. If you people even try to put my mom back on that lithium, I will report you. I will find my mom an advocate. And my aunt might not care, but I do. Okay? It doesn't even matter. The fact is, for one of those doctors, my mom's former doctor, to be messing with her and saying shit to my poor, drugged up, scared mom who went through that shit, you know, I could put myself in my mom's shoes. And that's why she's calling me crying. And like I told the social worker too, my mom reports everything to me. Okay? It's not her just telling me. I have it saved on fucking message. Don't fuck with me. I didn't say that to him. I said it in so many words. My aunt might not care, but I do. You're not going to do this to my mom, and you're not going to fuck with her. You tell your doctors they better not even try to put my mom back on that drug or they'll regret it. The doctor had the nerve to say to my mom, "There's nothing wrong with lithium. You should be on lithium, Samantha. You were fine in the hospital on lithium," and my mom's saying that he was going to try to get her back on it. I don't care what Auntie says about my fucking anger issues. I don't care what any of you say about my fucking anger issues. I am fucking justified to call that social worker, who's the only number I have, and say, you better not even try to put my mother back on that drug that could have killed her. I don't care. The whole point being, people, is what I'd already told the social worker. I believe she was fine on that drug in the hospital, like this asshole is saying to her, arrogant motherfucker, taunting my mom like that. Arrogant motherfucking psychiatrist taunting my poor crazy mother like that. Locked up and scared. Fucking asshole. I can picture it. And yes, I do believe my mom. Why is she going to make that up? She can make stuff up about the government and say whatever. She's not making that up. It's on the message. Dr. So-and-so, her former doctor, I know his name. I never talked to him. I'm not going to talk to the new one either. Why am I going to talk to him when he's drugging my mom to high heavens and I don't like it? What point would it serve? serve no point. He can talk to Auntie and he can spoon feed all the bullshit to her and she'll try to spoon feed it to me and I want nothing of it and she gets pissed off so she can go fuck herself. Seriously, that sums it up. That sums it up in a nutshell, okay? And now we get this. Auntie would smooth this over too, or whatever, because she doesn't really care. If she cared, she'd get her fucking sister out of this place right now. It's hard enough for me to just talk to hear my mom so drugged up and whatever. Okay? Remember, when she's manic and has to be hospitalized, whatever, at home, I know the difference. I know the difference between that and when she's drugged to high heavens in these fucking nut houses, okay? I could tell the difference. I could tell. They drug them to high heavens to keep them docile, compliant, whatever, okay? Certain hospitals. Do you believe that doctor saying that to my mom? Unreal. I believe her too. I think any of you with compassion, empathy, sympathy, if you listen to that message and you're not an arrogant motherfucker, you're not just going to say, oh, she's making it up. I can see it happening. Can't you guys? Psychiatrists are arrogant. He knows that my mom became lithium toxic on the lithium that he prescribed her. So he's going to cover his own ass and be like, well, you were fine in the hospital. Yeah. And as I've already pointed out to anybody who will listen to me, you are an arrogant motherfucker and you just assumed, didn't care, didn't make the family know the dangers of lithium that is dependent upon the patients taking the lithium. Food intake, salt intake, water intake. I had to find all that out after the fact, okay? Get it? My mother is not eating or drinking the same in the hospital. My God, late at night she tells me, I just had a brownie, and I just had this, and I just had that. She doesn't do that here. We eat really healthy here, okay? So it could be a combination of that. Of course this doctor doesn't want to hear it, so he's going to turn around and say, oh, and taunt my mom. I'm going to try to get you back on that lithium. You should be on that lithium, Samantha. You were okay in the hospital on that lithium. It's just when you went home. Go fuck yourself! It's just when she went home! It is just when she went home! I'm not denying that. You didn't fucking communicate because you're a fucking arrogant prick and you didn't care. You're just going to throw my mom to the wolves. You didn't tell her or her family you didn't ask her how she eats or drinks at home. You're just going to assume that she eats and drinks at home exactly the same as she eats and drinks in your hospital, which couldn't be further from the truth. That's why she started getting toxic almost immediately. Only I didn't know what was going on. I thought, as I tearfully said later to the crisis people, or the nurses, whatever, the emergency hospital, I thought that was going to be how it had to be. And I just encouraged her to drink coffee. I didn't know what was going on. The doctor puts her on my 7-year-old mother on 1,200 milligrams of lithium a day. And it's for the first time ever in her life she's been on lithium and doesn't bother to at least explain to the family or whatnot or realize that she may not, chances are she's not going to be eating and drinking in the outside world the way she does in the hospital. Okay? It even says online, but my mom's fucking locked up and crazy. She's not going to think of this kind of shit. She doesn't have that kind of mind anyway. I read, it says, if you're going on lithium, tell your doctor if you have special diet you're on or this, that, whatever. You need to keep your salt intake exactly the same every day. You guys know in an institution, in a hospital, even when I was in the fucking shelter, the food is high in sodium. My mom barely has any salt at home. Do you guys get it? What a motherfucking asshole he is to be taunting my mom like that. And I get a fucking call from her. I said, why don't you call Auntie, Mom? Let's see if she cares. And yes, I immediately left an angry message with the social worker. I have a right to. Okay? If you're gonna scare my mom and tell her you want to put her back, one doctor's gonna talk to the other, and when I know she's helpless in there, and especially if she gets committed, when they commit them, they have full reign to do whatever they want. I don't know what paper she signed. I don't know. All I know is I don't trust Auntie from Adam. She'll turn everything around, even if my mom was back on lithium. Well, you know, Laura, they reduced the dosage, and they think it's for the best. Oh, fuck yourself, Auntie! Stay the fuck away from me. I know I can predict exactly what you're going to say. I got a text from her. You don't know how I think when I was saying X, Y, and Z. Yes, I do. Oh, God, yes, I do. I know exactly how you think, Auntie, and so did my former friend Trouble. Okay? I know exactly how you think. And I 100% do not believe my mom's tearful message is a fucking lie. Okay? I definitely can see the arrogant motherfucker who doesn't like it that she became lithium toxic on that he put her on. Well, you were fine in the hospital, and you should be on lithium, and I'm going to try to get you back on lithium. Exact message. Don't fuck with me, you assholes. You don't want to fuck with me. Like I wrote to asshole Stoney, I have passion, I have compassion, and I can find my mom an advocate, and I can explain the whole situation. And I told the guy, I'm going, you better tell your doctors, I'll report you if you even try to put my mom back on lithium. And Auntie was saying to me before, well, she was saying, well, even if she was in that hospital and they tried to put her on lithium, your mom wouldn't take it. Yeah, but you and I both know if she's committed, they can inject you. That's what happens, why they commit people. If they refuse to take their meds, they commit them, so then they can they can inject them, they can force them to take the meds. But I don't even care about that, just the fact that he did it. Just the fact that he would taunt my mom like that and negate the fact that she spent the week in the hospital and just be like, you belong back on that drug. If you were fine in the hospital, you know, it only happened when you went home, and oh, you motherfucking asshole. Arrogant motherfucking asshole. I can see it. And yes, I do believe her. I believe her. I'd play you the fucking message if it didn't say the doctor's name on it. Okay? I can write it down and remove the doctor's name though, but I just gave you the gist of it. Can you believe it? Can you believe he did that? Think about it. My mom is sitting there helpless, drugged to kingdom come, and all the meds I already told you she's on, okay? And her former doctor is going to sit there and be telling her, I can see it. I know. Because I can put myself in her shoes. And that's why she cries to me. She knows crying to Auntie will do no good, and so do I. Auntie would turn everything around. Auntie probably would let him. You know what, that's what I'm sitting here telling you. Auntie has all the power. Auntie would probably let him put her back on the lithium. They'd convince her that it was the only way, and we're going to reduce the dosage, you know, and she did really good. I know. I can predict it. That's why Auntie needs to stay the fuck away from me. I don't trust her. She bows down to these doctors, and I don't trust her, and that's it. Fucking believe me, and I have proof. I have proof. I told my mom. I said, Mom, you report to me. You leave a message, anything those assholes do to you or say to you. And I told as much to the social worker. It's not his fault. I want to make that perfectly clear. Even when I was talking to him before, and I'm like, you know, you guys, she became lithium toxic from what you prescribed. He's like, I didn't do it. I'm like, I know. When I say you, I mean your hospital. What do you want from me? I'm not talking to your doctors. I didn't talk to the last doctor. And Joe's probably right. We probably could sue. We could sue. People sue for anything. We're not going to sue, obviously. I'm just saying we could. And the fact that we could sue, and my mom, when in her craziness, talks about suing and says that to them, they're not going to like it. She shouldn't be in there. She shouldn't be in that particular hospital, period. I'm not happy. And I'm not happy with Auntie. Because Auntie said to me, you know, if they had sent her to those other places, I would have been right down there and getting her out of there. But to this hospital, no big deal. You know. and I'm pissed off at the regular hospital too. All the people that evaluated Mom, or who chooses where she goes to the hospital. If we expressly put down, don't send my mom to that hospital, that's all you need. You don't need to get in contact with Auntie and then, unfortunately, not be able to reach her for whatever reason, and then send my mom there anyway after we expressly said not to, you motherfuckers. That's what happened too. You know? And I'm not supposed to be upset about any of this. I'm not justified at all. It's attributed to my mental illness, my anger issues. That's why my Joe loves me despite my mental illness, because I see right through the bullshit. And so does he. First, when he was my friend, I was foolish enough to think that Stoney Jenkins saw right through the bullshit, but he doesn't. Not when it comes to this. He bows down to the world of psychiatry and got mad at me. That was actually when he was starting. He was Grateful Fandango, my friend, and supporter and complimentary towards me, etc., and treated me with respect. But he didn't like it when I was saying stuff about psychiatry and whatnot. And if you go and read any of his awful derogatory comments saying, die cunt, you whore, you filthy, you deserve to die, you should die, all this crap. Well, let me read to you what he wrote to me a few months ago. I could find the exact date, but it was whatever it was. It was after he had confessed that he'd been all those characters and been fucking with me for month after month after month by all the characters. But then he started off, he was still sometimes nice to me, sometimes not, you know, fucking with my head. And then he'd do the apology thing so I'd forgive him, and then he'd go right back to hurting me. Stoney Jenkins plus Alicia Rowe lives on. I'll try to stop making you feel bad, Laura. Seriously, I feel guilty. And then, I don't despise you, Laura. In fact, I was thinking earlier about what I've been doing lately. In short, I don't think it helps me become a better person to be cruel towards you specifically. And then, oh, this is the clincher. This is the kicker, whatever. Believe it or not, in real life, I'm a cool, laid-back, nice guy. Maybe too nice for my own good. I want you to read all the horrible comments this person, this human being, this total stranger that I've never done anything to in my life, all the horrible things he's written to me, about me, etc. And then, maybe too nice for my own good. I need to launder my karma a little bit. I'm being dead serious. It's not healthy for you or me. And yes, I am the type of person that even though remember, he was vacillating. I'm used to abusers doing that in real life to me. You know, my dad, my abusive stepfather, or Donald, you know, like vacillating back and forth from being nice to being not so nice. So an apology like that, I took it to heart. 100%. I took it to heart, I forgave him, and then within like a day, probably the next day, he was back to tearing me apart again. Unreal. Unreal. Isn't that a beautiful apology? It meant shit. I wrote this to him too. That I have too much on my plate right now and could honestly not care less about his opinion of me. My mom, who knows damn well that she could have died from that lithium toxicity that landed her in the hospital, is in the emergency, the regular hospital, for nearly a week. Is out of her mind, and all the meds her current doctors put her on. And the poor woman still has to come into contact with her former doctor, who I just found out has shockingly informed my poor helpless mother that there's nothing wrong with lithium, and you were fine on the lithium while you were here in the hospital, and you should be back on lithium. I just received a frantic, tearful phone call from my tearful mother that those assholes want to put her back on lithium. In response, I left a very angry, concise message with my mom's social worker warning those motherfuckers if they even try to put my mother back on that hateful drug, I will report them. See, it doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter to me. I want to stress that. Do I think Auntie will give a shit? No. I won't be surprised if I'm out here again saying that Auntie told them they could put her on the lithium. I won't be surprised at all. I can predict it, in fact. Just at a reduced dosage, of course, or whatever. Which, no, they'll probably put her on the lithium and monitor and say she's fine. I wouldn't be surprised. That's the kind of world I live in, where Auntie has all the power and I have none when it comes to my very sick mother. I wouldn't be surprised. It won't surprise me in the least. Won't surprise me. Won't. At this point, justifiable, that's how little I think of Auntie. It wouldn't surprise me. And the fact of the matter is, it doesn't matter to me at all if lithium would actually be a better choice for my mom than these other drugs or this, that, whatever. That's not the point. It doesn't matter to me. The point is, my mother's terrified of the drug and you're going to force her to take it. You know what I mean? That's my point. I don't care. And the fact is, she eats and drinks and I don't like the drug. It's too dependent. It says online, make sure your salt intake is exactly the same every single day, and drinking it's too much. I don't want her on it, period. And the fact that they're even hinting at her and saying that to her and scaring her like that makes me fucking puke. Makes me fucking puke, people. So it doesn't matter to me. You know? You did fine on that drug. You were fine until you went home. Yeah, he's in his arrogant little brain. He's probably thinking, oh, she probably became lithium toxic. She probably took too many pills or something. No, she did, and I have proof of that if I want to sue you. I have solid proof. I can't get my hands on lithium. I have proof. We know how many days my mom was home. We know she takes them twice a day. I know how many pills were left over, see? Assholes. Ugh. I wonder why I don't want to talk to them. And my mom's begging. She's like, you need to talk to my current doctor. He's really, I don't care. He's drugging you to high heaven. There's no point in me talking to him. He needs to talk to Dante, who will just bow down to every fucking little thing he says and get out of my face, just like she needs to stay out of my face, okay? I'm not making this up, people. I'd play it for you if it didn't say his fucking name. Couldn't even understand her at first. I'm like, oh God, what now? Why is my mom crying? And then what I thought I heard, I'm like, that can't be. They cannot be saying to her, telling her they want to put her back on the lithium. That can't be. And then I called her and she verified it, that that's what they had said. Granted, it wasn't her current doctor, but it doesn't matter. Her old doctor apparently has more clout in that hospital or something. I don't fucking care. You try to put my mother back on that lithium, you're going to regret it. I will report you. I will do whatever it takes. And I'm not wrong. Only arrogant fucking motherfuckers who try to twist everything around would say I'm wrong. My mother, who knows damn well that she could have died from that lithium toxicity that landed her in the hospital for nearly a week, is out of her mind on all the meds her current doctor has put her on, and the poor woman still has to come into contact with her former doctor, who I just found out has shockingly informed my poor helpless mother that there's nothing wrong with lithium, and you were fine on the lithium while you were in the hospital, and you should be back on lithium. Tell my poor mom, who knows what happened to her on that drug, that she should be back on that drug. That's abuse. That's abuse. Okay? I'll report them. Watch me. You think Auntie can stop me? I know exactly where I can go to report these motherfuckers and get my mom a real advocate. Not Auntie, who just bows down to whatever the doctors say, or probably would allow and put my mother back on lithium on a reduced dosage. I wouldn't be surprised if they convinced her it was the best thing. She bows down to them. I know she wouldn't care that they're saying this. Well, it's not her current doctor. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Remember, there's different doctors during the week, on the weekends. That was how it's been in any hospital. They don't work 7 days a week, these psychiatric doctors in the that work in mental hospitals, you know. It doesn't matter. The fact that she even has to deal with that bullshit at all pisses me off. I can see it. And she's scared, and she's out of her mind from all these drugs, and he's going to taunt her like that, telling her, you know, you belong back on that drug. I'm going to try to get you back on it. I just received a frantic, tearful phone call from my terrified mother that those assholes want to put her back on lithium. In response, I left a very angry, concise message with my mom's social worker, warning those motherfuckers if they even, and no, I didn't swear. I'm just swearing now. This swearing is what I do. Warning those motherfuckers if they even try to put my mother back on that hateful drug, I'll report them. I have a brain. I also have passion and compassion galore. I can talk to people, and I can find my mom a real advocate, in quote capitals, like a couple of people told me before. That was back with the Depakote thing and the grand mal seizure and that horrible hospital that my mom drugged to high heavens, and you know, and the woman around here was saying your mom needs an advocate. There was someone else that I met that other day when I was trying to get my mom the help she needed that said my mom needed an advocate too. I can talk to people, and I can find my mom a real advocate, like a couple of people told me before. Back when my mom had that grand mal seizure of unknown origin, immediately 2 days after entering what wound up being a hateful to me and Auntie, hateful to both me and Auntie, mental hospital, and had to then be on 1,500 milligrams of Depakote as a result. As I told you, in their delusional brain, even though my mom's nurse practitioner at that time, a hell of a lot nicer, was listening to my mom's concerns, unlike this current one, and was going to reduce my mom's Depakote way down. My mom said she was going to take her off of it, but she was going to reduce it way down at least. You know, and then my mom suffers a grand mal seizure of unknown origin. I still want to get the records on that. I got one set of records where she had to go far away, and then that doctor, the neurosurgeon who doesn't know her from Adam, you know, decides that it has to be lack of Depakote that caused the seizure, doesn't know her history. You understand, when these people go in these mental hospitals, the doctors don't know that my mother's never suffered a seizure in her life, let alone a grand mal seizure. You understand? People accuse me of anger issues. Look at all the fucking shit. Because of all the things with Auntie and the healthcare proxy and this, that, or whatever, and my mom has a grand mal seizure, and I call up, we can't tell you where your mom is. My mom could have died, and I'm not allowed to know. Of course I'm going to have anger issues. Only a fucking zombie doesn't react to shit like that, and I am no zombie. Remember, I got stuff from that stupid, you know, because we reported to the Board of Overseers, and I got to see what was reported initially, and they got to hear the elder abuse folks talking about me, how I got upset about this or that. Oh yeah, upset about this or that with them. You're telling me because of the HIPAA law, my mom's not in your hospital anymore, something bad happened to her, and I'm not allowed to know. You hung up on me, you don't call me back. World makes me so fucking sick. Yeah, you're right, Stoney. I am Miss Don't Want to Exist. Justifiably. Can you imagine? I have to read that shit that the elder abuse folks, when they did that emergency thing, and I have to read all about me and how I reacted to that hospital that was fucking me over and giving me the runaround, and I wasn't, you know, and that was because of her psychologist. She had changed everything, made me the healthcare proxy and whatnot, and again, it does what she chose to do at that time when she's not locked up. Auntie can say it was because she was crazy or whatever, but she was perfectly competent to do it, and she made me, and not alone, with Uncle too, and Auntie was supposed to be, and then Auntie's the one that's, and then I don't get to know that my mom could have died. Auntie's telling me in the car, I'm going to be your mom's advocate. No, an advocate doesn't bow down. An advocate tries to put him or herself in the shoes of the mentally ill person, Auntie. Doesn't bow down to every fucking little thing these nuthouse doctors, psychiatrists say is the right thing or whatnot. That's what a real advocate does. Okay? That's an advocate for my mom. And my mom is unable to speak for herself. I at least know that much. Which is why that woman around here, that religious Christian woman, whatever, was saying your mom needs an advocate. An advocate doesn't just bow down to whatever the doctors say. It doesn't mean they know the patient has to be on medication, but it doesn't, Auntie just bows down to whatever they have to say. She tells me X, Y, and Z, and then I find out my mom's on Haldol, and I write that to her, and she gets upset, and, it accuses me of this, that, or whatever. She doesn't want to hear it. She's not a fucking advocate, period. She's not. She's like the little nitwit nurse practitioner. She didn't care that my mom was on 1,500 milligrams of Depakote. She got upset when my mom's primary care physician did care, did listen to my mom's concerns about the nosebleeds and whatnot, and put his foot down with her. The fact that he even had to do that proves beyond any shadow of any doubt my mom shouldn't be seeing the little nitwit and should be seeing a real psychiatrist. Okay? She just bows. The nitwit, nurse practitioner just bows down to whatever the nuthouse doctors put my mom on, Same with Auntie. I can talk to people and I can find my mom a real advocate, like a couple of people told me before. Back when my mom had that grand mal seizure of unknown origin, amazingly 2 days after entering what wound up being a hateful to me and Auntie mental hospital, and had to then be on 1,500 milligrams of Depakote as a result, is exactly what my mom needs to protect her from these so-called doctors who want to use her as a human guinea pig while she's locked up inside their mental health facility and completely helpless. That doctor knows my mom suffered lithium toxicity, okay? That's grounds enough to get her the fuck out of there, but Auntie won't do it, and is taunting her. You belong on lithium, Samantha. There's nothing wrong with lithium. I'm going to try to get you back on it. You were fine in the... fuck him! Ugh.